Now my haere welcome to Voice of Aroha. We're doing a vodcast today from Neighbourhood Jam at Pink Porch. We have a special guest here today, and I would like our guest to introduce himself and welcome him. So, Mason, welcome.
Yeah, hey, hi Ben.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, thank you for coming onto our show.
Yeah, of course.
Just for those people who haven't actually come across you, I think everyone in Wellington is actually somehow aware of you.
I've made quite a few friends, that's true.
If you can do a brief introduction and just tell us who you are, and yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Mason Reeves, and I am here. I've got some family that live in Kelburn, so I've been here for the last 2 months. My trip's been cut a little short. I was supposed to be here until June, but I ended up getting a part I have to go back to New York to go work on. But so I've mostly done musical theater stuff. That's my main thing. So I was on the national tour of Frozen the musical in the U.S. playing Kristoff, the reindeer guy. So I talked to a reindeer puppet for a full year on stage. That was pretty cool, which was kind of my first big professional job right out of school. And then I was in a production of Footloose, which was directed by like a 2-time Tony Award-winning guy named Christian Borle, who's really awesome. And so I've been really lucky in my sort of short beginning of my career to work with some pretty amazing people. And the way that auditioning works these days, you can do it from anywhere. And so my family were like, you can come stay out here and stay connected to what you have to do, and you can explore and meet new people and travel. And so it's kind of what I did, and been auditioning from here, and ended up getting 2 jobs that I have to head back to the States for, which is pretty exciting stuff.
Wow.
But it's been just so nice getting to meet all these different sorts of people and getting to be involved in Aroha afternoons, and just like, I can't believe the amount of like beauty that it's added to my life, meeting all these different people, and I didn't know that it was going to be like that. So I'm very grateful to be here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember the Neighbourhood Jam. I think the first time I happened to pass through, and my memory of you strumming away and singing something which is absolutely beautiful. It was
thanks.
the way that came together. That was it was such a. I thought it was actually like quite a nice production, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was so cool. I mean, I don't really often get to just like come together with a bunch of creative people and or just people in the community. And you know, I think what I loved about it is that it was people that maybe do this for a profession, maybe don't do it for a profession, but everybody was able to come together and sort of share a part of themselves. And I was able to share a part of myself that I don't think I'm able to share professionally, because I have to, I have to be on, I have to be whatever. And I was kind of, looking back at it and sort of seeing the video of it and how I felt in the moment, I was able to just like get fully swept away in what was happening. And I think it's really wonderful to have moments like that in your life. And it was just because that group of people came together and everybody was willing to just be open and share themselves and share their music so vulnerably that I felt comfortable to do that for myself. It's quite cool. I'm glad that people do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually quite. I was glad I was there, and it's nice to see people actually sharing their music, and like you said, I think vulnerability is actually sometimes what's actually lacking, and when you're in a profession, then you have to like follow certain protocol or steps, etc. But with community work or jam sessions like this, actually opens up that space, and it gives that space for people to be vulnerable. So that's actually quite nice. How did you find the music scene and how people actually interact, or the art and performance scene and here in Aotearoa, New Zealand?
Oh, it's awesome. I find it so great. I mean, I've been to, like, I got here right when the Fringe Festival was happening, and then I got to go to Cuba Dupa and experience that. And for me, it's just been, it feels so celebratory. Even, everything has felt like such an expression of individuality and self. And I'm sure there are plenty of places that I can find that, and I'm looking forward to bringing the parts of this culture that I found of being unabashedly yourself and wanting to share that in a joyous setting, whether it's sad stuff, whatever, you're still sharing a part of yourself, and that's really beautiful. And I found that, I've struggled to find that sort of community where I'm from, and this is kind of a one-of-a-kind thing, and I'm hoping to sort of bring that back and make a space for myself and my friends and other people to get to just be themselves and just, share their art in whatever way they want. And like we said, the vulnerability and being able to come together with a bunch of people that you don't know and share yourself and people from all over the world. That's kind of what's been, that was
quite a melting pot, isn't
it?
Like, you get to be exposed into like different cultures of different people and the interaction. And
there are instruments you've never heard before and stuff like that. Like, and you have no idea, and then you start playing together and they all just kind of meld, and then, afterwards you just you have a different sort of connection to that person than you did before. And I just find that's something that it's been very special about being here in New Zealand, that people just share, and it's all about that community,
That's staying with community. I think for Voice of Aroha Afternoons, and where Neighbourhood Jam is actually came out of, is the community spirit where various community members can actually come together and share new things. If that was actually integrated into a more performance art or the art scene in general in the professional settings, do you see that benefiting the scene at all, like as more than it has?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I find sort of beautiful about it is it's kind of what I guess jazz musicians do all the time. They come together, they make something new together. Improv and sort of do that. But when you do it with a group of people that maybe don't get to do it all the time, or this is their safe space to do it without worrying about whether they mess up or whether they're good or not. You sort of, it's just, like I said, it's just joyous. You just are filled with light, and life's, for everybody, life is quite difficult, and especially in these days, and having spaces like that are invaluable. And I think there are lots of, sort of through our Aroha Afternoons, I've met lots of people in different situations, very difficult situations, more comfortable situations, and everybody is able to come together and sort of just be present in a moment that is separate from all of that,
I love the word joyous, and I think that actually encapsulates some of, and I think from my interactions with you and those of us within the community, I think that's the word I would actually describe it. So thank you, we're glad to have you here. Is it okay if we play one of your jam sessions?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I will. Yes. It's the same one from the other day, but I'll totally do that.
Brilliant.
Okay, so this is Lying on the Moon, or it's just called the Moon Song, but I'll just play it and we'll see how we go from there.
Awesome.
I'm lying on the moon, my dear, I'll be there soon. It's a quiet and starry place, but with you, dear, I'm safe. Oh, nope, messed that up. Safe a million miles away. There's things I wish I knew. There's no thing I'd keep from you. I'm lying all alone. Sometimes we're small. I'm sorry, I'm crashing. I think I need to actually tune this guitar a little bit.
Do you know what? This is a jam session, so I think
you're right.
That's pretty good. I do like it, but just go with it. Tune it and go.
It's alright. It's alright.
I love it. I love the.
I'll just finish it off with a little bit here. Here we go. All right.
Yeah.
I'm lying on the moon. It's a perfect afternoon. Your shadow follows me all day, making sure that I'm okay, and we're a million miles away. Sorry, to start. I haven't practiced the guitar in a bit. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's a jam session. It's just singing.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. I love this.
Now I'm sweating. See,
that's why I'm hiding behind the cat.
It's smart to do that. Yeah.
I love that. That just came randomly, and last. I mean, I love that film.
Thanks.
And their flexibility as well.
Sure. Yeah, we got through it. Typically I'm used to having a script in front of me. So.
That's quite different. How was it when you started? What were your influences? How did you get into it and your journey?
So my mom took over a local community theater when I was a kid, and they always needed more boys, of course. And so I used to get forced to do the shows, and I didn't particularly like it very much. But it wasn't until probably about high school and middle school that I started realizing that it was a really safe space to be in, sort of like these neighborhood jams that we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
And and so my influences were kind of just amazing actors that I saw in musical theater performers. There's a guy named Mandy Patinkin who does just sort of really beautiful and nuanced things. And what I like about musical theater, which I've mostly done, is that the music, I always find, carries the emotions of the character, and the lyrics can be the part of us that's human, that's trying to make sense of everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And so they can kind of hit this beautiful opposition where, because that's what we all do. We have our emotions and then we try to hide them, or we try to deal with them in whatever way.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of sort of what got me into it. And now I'm interested in film and TV and stuff like that. And so actors like Michael B. Jordan and, Forrest Whitaker and people like that are huge inspirations for me. Absolutely.
I think my last film I saw, Michael B. Jordan and Creed is actually...
I haven't seen Creed yet. I need to go. Creed 3.
I think you've been enjoying it too much. I think you've just been out on discovery. So there'll be time along the way, on the way home. But I mean... When you are, I know the time in New Zealand is actually coming to the end.
Yeah.
What's next? What are you heading to?
Yeah. So next, I'm working on a new Broadway show that I can't say what it is, but I'm working on a new one. It's kind of somewhere far along in its development. So hopefully it'll be on Broadway. Hopefully sometime soon, which will be pretty cool.
Awesome. Go on, tell us.
No, because I don't know if I'm going to be in it or not.
Give us a clue.
No, it's based off of a movie. I'll tell you that.
But, that's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's hopefully going to be happening. But if it's not me, it'll be somebody else, and it's a beautiful story. So hopefully it'll be told beautifully. And then I've got a production in July of a musical called Once on This Island that is going to be in Pittsburgh at a big theater there, and I'm playing kind of the romantic interest. It'll be fun to be sort of playing that, which will be fun. But yeah, so that's what's next for me.
Oh, that sounds good. The romantic interest seems to be a reoccurring theme.
It's kind of...
Is that a slight typecasting for...
I think so. I didn't think it was going to be my life, but it apparently is. So
it's not a bad calling.
No, it's all right.
We're rooting for you here,
Thank you.
We're really honoured for you to actually come into community spaces, and you're incredibly humble and taking part. I know you volunteered quite a bit with young people and BGI as well, with just advice, as we're wrapping this up, advice for young people who want to go into a performance theatre. I think you've actually accessed quite a lot of Broadway is actually a pinnacle in terms of, and you've experienced that. So if you got any advice for young people, if you want to look into a camera and just...
Yeah, young people. The advice that I would probably give is to remind yourself that life is always going to be so much more than what you do. That's kind of what I've been finding being here and just what I've found in my life. The more I focus on the other things in my life and what makes my life beautiful, the more I have to bring to what I do to perform. And the more I'm able to say, oh, this is a job like any other job, and I can devote myself to it, devote my time, practice, be disciplined, be responsible, be respectful, and then go home and make dinner and hang out with my best friend, you know? And so I think if there's anything that I can do for you, I would hope that you can just try when you feel that little bit of pressure and that little bit of pain telling you that you're not good enough or that you suck or you're nothing. Just remind yourself you still have a family that love you. You still have people that love you. You still have, you know, who you are. You still have an entire life ahead of you and behind you. And performing is what you do. It is not who you are. That's probably what I would say.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Mason. Really appreciate you coming down and jamming with us and sharing the space. And thank you for showing us vulnerability as well as your genuine community participation, which we absolutely loved. You're going to be missed.
I'm going to miss you.
Yeah. We wish you good luck in the next journey. And
thank you.
Thanks again.
Thanks for understanding my terrible performing.
Oh, that's not...